So let's talk about warranties and how good are they. When we buy a product, we don't look at reviews on warranties. Yeah, whatever. Sure, it's got a warranty. I mean, most people just think warranty's a bunch of bullshit. But when it comes to certain products, it truly isn't. When it comes to Nemo, it's not. They actually honored their warranty, and I'm going to explain. I also have a bark rubber knife that had gotten damaged. I sent that in under warranty because that's guaranteed for life, just like Nemo. And it took about 2 months to get my knife back. They were a little slow. Wish they would have been a little bit quicker. But they did honor the warranty and it came back, and I was very happy. Same thing with Nemo. I had a mishap when I was camping, and basically the pad got destroyed. And I thought, well, let's go try for the warranty and see what happens. Maybe I'll get lucky. And the biggest thing that made the warranty process go a lot quicker was a receipt. And this part is very, very important. They wanted a receipt, a couple pictures of the damaged area, and then obviously they had a box explaining a few things of what you want to say. And I was quite surprised. Now, I didn't have the receipt. Thank God I bought it off Amazon because I went to Amazon, did a search in the box, and found it, and then I took a screenshot and showed because that was my receipt. Now, a lot of times you buy from these mom and pop camp stores and stuff, they give you a receipt, but there's no record of it. So now if you try to claim on it, you don't have a receipt, so you're not going to get one. So you really need to take care of your receipts if you're buying from some place where you can't search or there's not a record. And that is very important. But this took about, I don't know, about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to come in. Originally, I sent it with a tracking number. It got there on a Saturday. The mail reported that the business is closed, so the return department does not work on weekends. And when Monday came, they got it, and then the process started. It took about 3 to 4 days for them to finally get to mine because I'm sure they have quite a few returns. And next thing you know it, I sent them an email. They never emailed me. I sent them an email saying, has this shipped yet or anything? I kind of want to go camping. And they sent back a tracking number where it was already in 3 cities. So the only thing Nemo really messed up on is they should have emailed me that tracking number and I wouldn't have had to email them. But when you buy Nemo products, they're guaranteed for life. Now you have to keep that in mind. So let's say, for example, and it's not that much, but just for example, let's say this thing's $300, right? And you see it on eBay for 200 and everybody's bidding on it. So you bid, it goes up to 240 and you won. So you think you got a hell of a deal, don't you? Where in actual case, you didn't. You have no warranty. Doesn't exist. You bought it used. You don't even know what you're getting. You don't know if it's got pinholes. You don't know if it's got, you don't know if there's a hole where the seam comes together. When these things are sealed with a seam, if there's a hole in the seam, you're not going to patch that. So you have to decide if you're paying what you're paying, is it worth it? Is it worth spending that extra $50 to have that warranty? I think it is because Nemo stuff is guaranteed for life. And that's pretty smart of the company because do you really want to buy used when you can have the warranty where it's guaranteed for life? And that's what you're kind of balancing because Nemo products, they're not cheap whatsoever. And most items that have a lifetime warranty are not cheap. Because of that lifetime warranty, it's almost like you're paying insurance on top of the price is what you're paying. I'm very happy that I bought the Nemo Tensor and the warranty process went 2.5 weeks and they sent me a brand new one. And I think that's amazing. Bark Rubber Knives did the same thing. I mean, there's been quite a few things that I've bought in the past that has a warranty. And a few times it's paid off. Now, the biggest thing when it comes to a warranty is having that receipt. This process that they run has a certain set of rules you got to go. If you don't have a receipt, they're not gonna tell you to do anything. When I filled out the form and I went and searched for it on Amazon, took a screen capture, and I uploaded the receipt, and then I uploaded 2 pictures, and then I told them what happened. Within 4 hours, they'd sent me back an email saying, ship it to this address and please make sure you have a tracking number to prove it got here. The only complaint I have is I think they should ship you a prepaid shipping thing. But they don't do that. And neither did Bark River Knives. Now, some places do that. My Action 3 camera that my Osmo that I'm recording this on, I had problems with my first camera. They sent me a prepaid shipping thing. I didn't have to pay anything to ship it or get it back. So it really depends on the company. But when you buy something, especially when you start getting into things that are over $50, you really need to do more research than just not on reviews. You need to look into, well, what's the return policy? What do they do? Because you don't want to spend, three, four, five, six, $800 on something and then find out you got ripped off. And that's the problem. When you buy stuff from China, they don't have those warranties, okay? They're just trying to sell you something cheap. You think you're saving money, but once it gets damaged or something goes wrong, you're not going to feel like you got such a good deal. Now, there was a guy on YouTube, bigger YouTuber, does reviews, where he talked about Nemo's return policy, and he was all upset because they wouldn't patch it, and they just wanted him to cut out where you blow it up, take a picture, and then send him a new one. He didn't want that. He didn't want to hurt the environment. He wanted them to just fix it. And what he didn't get was at the time, the entire country was basically in shutdown, and you know why. And they were just trying to make their customers happy. So they told them to cut out the valve, take a picture and show it's destroyed, and then we'll send you a new one. Maybe they would have done that with me if that asshole wouldn't have actually created this big stink and all this social media on YouTube. I'm like, really, dude? Really? And I had to mail mine in, which cost me $13 to mail it in with a tracking number, probably because of that guy. And take a little longer to get it because it took 2.5 weeks to get to me. Where if they would have just said cut the valve out of it, send them a picture, I probably would have had it in a week. So, it only takes a few bad apples to ruin things. But they are honoring their lifetime guarantee. And that is what actually made me pull the trigger on the Nemo sleeping bag and the Nemo roaming pad. That wasn't cheap. I mean, I was literally with tax and everything. I mean, when I bought that, you were into about $600. But what made me pull the trigger on that for car camping was that warranty. It's guaranteed for life. I was like, wow, make sure you save the receipts, put them away. But I was quite surprised when I went through it with this, and that's what made me buy that. So I didn't buy from other companies. Like, for example, you take the company Coleman. I don't buy anything from them. Something with them changed. My dad had all kinds of Coleman stuff. And that's when it was made in USA or it was made in Canada. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Everything Coleman does, I don't know who owns it, who took it over, what it is, but it's basically turned into a piece of shit company. Everything is made in China. Everything that comes over, nothing lasts. Their idea of, they do honor warranties, but their idea is just give you a new one. And that's what they do. And I would much rather have the product last. I've returned a couple Coleman thermoses, and they just send you a new one. But they're not made the way they used to. None of the stuff is made the way it used to. You're better off to buy an old Coleman lantern that was made back in the 1970s than you are to buy a new one now, if you're looking at that stuff. It's really a waste of time to look at. But you really have to be careful what companies you buy from and what you're using it for. And Nemo did me good. It actually was so good, I bought more of their products. So Now, when I look at something, I do look at Nemo first. I don't care if it's an extra $100. You know, the idea of that guaranteed for life and actually see it firsthand that they honored it, that has me impressed. And it should impress you. So, whenever you buy something, don't just think price. Also, think about what kind of warranties they're going to give you down the road. Now, you got to think my Nemo pad, it was over 2 years old, and they honored it. And that's impressive. Guaranteed for life. Doesn't matter if it's 2 years old or 10 years old. And that's the nice thing about it. So Nemo has me sold on their products. Whenever I buy something, I look at Nemo first. All the time now. So you give it some thought, but if you're going to spend money, look at that warranty. It just may be very important to you. Catch you guys on the next one.